am here. It seems so serene. No drama, no bitterness, no sorrows, no regrets, no disappointments, and most importantly, old habits no longer exist. It's just me and the turn of a century and everything that I have learned in order to become the better version of me at the sweet tender age of 50. I never imagined myself reaching the age of 50, but for some reason I was infatuated with and in anticipation of that special day of turning 40. For some reason, I believe turning 40, the world will be my oyster, and in my 40s, very much secure in my profession and content with life. But what I have learned, when you plan for the future and pay little attention to the present, you are there before you know it, further along in it than anticipated, and a little confused by it because it came quicker than you could have imagined it. Reality is the only thing staring you back in the face, a reflection through the mirror, staring back at you and by way of your environment. You can't run, hide, or fantasize out of it. You can only witness the truth, the setbacks, start-overs, lags, and delays despite your hard efforts, along with the wonderful experiences, happy times, and memorable moments that you were a part of. I could not shake the feelings of always wondering, where do I come from? What is my purpose? Who am I really? And what does this thing called life all mean? These questions started in childhood, followed through to young adulthood, to where I am at now. A friend of mine, who was already on the other side, gave me my first book on the fundamental black peoples on the continent of what we now call America. That was the beginning of this search and quest for the truth about history and about me. The dopamine released in my brain when I started reading the underground history books about my ancestors led me to reading more books in my personal time than in the 6 years combined between my studies from undergrad to graduate. By the time I was in my 30s, I could not put a book down because the learning of my ancestors started slowly pulling back the layers of lies that I came to accept as truth, and at the same time, revealing me to me through learning about them. Still confused of what I was trained to know compared to what I was learning, what it meant for me, and how was this new profound knowledge going to affect me. I thought when I reached 40, all of it would make more sense, removing that confusion. I couldn't wait. I turned 40 while visiting Africa, the best birthday gift I ever gave to myself. I landed on the grounds where the cradle of civilization was formed, where everything comes from, the beginning of mankind, the structure and formation of humanity, the great legacies, and the mysteries of life. It was a learning and a spiritual experience, being able to feel, touch, smell, and walk in the path of my ancestors. Returning home, I continued learning and gaining spiritual enlightenment, which made me deep dive into knowing more about the history and culture of the ancient original peoples who populated this planet eons ago. Starting with the ancient empires of Sumer up to Mesopotamia and beyond, across to ancients in Asia, moved over to the ancients of Russia, sidestepped over to the ancients in Europe, then crisscrossed back to Africa, passed through the Caribbean, down to the Americas, and every ancient empire in between. Studying the tribes of the ancient pygmies to the ancient warriors in Haiti. Every step of the way, I began to realize I was learning and uncovering the inner me. anticipating and executing on the knowledge I was obtaining to find out how to become the better version of me. But the duality of that came with big disappointment and heartbreaks by being exposed to the truth. That is when I fully understood the saying, the truth hurts, uncovering the hidden lies about religion, to look up to someone or something for your salvation. The true agenda of humankind, to be stuck in a sleep-like comatose state. The suppression of self-knowledge to keep you away from awakening into your own divinity, and the dumbing down of the minds of the masses to maintain control. I started to envision where I would be at 50, believing everything I was taking in thus far can finally be put in motion, interpreting leading to understanding, exercising leading to executing the prophecy on my destiny. Last month, I turned the big 50, excited that I was in my right frame of mind, healthy, and my heart is open. At the same time, I find myself experiencing the same kind of test that Job from the Bible went through. Everything I have, knew, believed in, and worked for has come to an abrupt end, or did it? Unlike Job, I am far from being perfect and upright, but my intentions are pure, and my hands are clean, yet this thunderstorm I find myself in did have me question, what is all of this for? And what is my lesson to learn? I would have never thought I would be here with so much I invested into myself, searching for help where help has become depleted, looking for a hand when the fingers have been cut off, needing the voice of reason but remaining silent. Never thought I would have to climb higher, search deeper, stand taller, or work stronger at this time in my life when I should be reaping the benefits of what I have sown. Or am I? Being 50, my path is a little bumpy, my vision is a little blurry, and my faith is a little weary. Confused on what lessons is there for me to learn. What should I not be doing? What should I be doing? Where am I heading? And most importantly, who am I? Looking around, it's difficult to find the answers. It's confusing to tap into everything I've learned with this worldwide distraction. The world I know is completely out of control, and the environment surrounding me, people are at their lowest point of dissatisfaction. As I look and witness the Hollywood off-Broadway shutdown, writers, actors strike, trade and union workers strikes, France pension reform strikes, the UK workers strikes, the LA strikes, the protests on the living areas for illegal immigrants, mass evacuations in Russia due to flooding, Hawaii massive wildfires believed to be intentional, Canada wildfires seem suspicious, LA storms on top of that experiencing an earthquake, US giving billions of dollars to other countries with unexplanatory reasons, World Banks vowing to suspend aid to foreign countries with no justifiable reasons, accommodating illegal immigrants while burdening the already strained system of homelessness and governmental aid, massive layoffs of top executives from major tech companies, the middle class completely vanished, working people unable to maintain the increasing cost of living, mass cancellations of entertainment performances, everyone is suing each other, housing issues on all levels, African countries fighting back the Western rule, conducting revolutionary acts to maintain their dignity and tradition, the Niger Burkina Faso and Gabon coups. Uganda's monetary system threatened. South Africa is heading towards a race war. The Caribbean nations fighting for their sovereignties. The American dollar withering away. The converting of humanity over to AI. Homosexuality being forced instead of accepted. And white privilege being contested and challenged. We are on the verge of a world war. Or are we in one already? I ask again, what is my purpose? What is this all for? And what is this lesson I am supposed to learn? As I look deep down inside, the future is bright. Through this thunderstorm, it's for me to do what Job did, to remain still and never question the cycle of life, while acknowledging the different seasons, all work together for maintaining the balance of this planet. Now more than any time, I must practice what I preach, to use what I have learned and to execute all I have knowledge of. Understanding duality, where there is negative, positive also exists. Understanding the universe is mental. Knowing that I am the God I am looking for. Knowing meditation and tapping into my vibration and intentions creates my reality. Mastering the netters and my energy. Accepting the fact that you must be broken down to be built back up anew. You must experience the worst because it makes you better. And you must first live without in order to live with appreciation. My 50th year marks my new beginning, the close of one chapter to move on to the next strange and unknowing beginnings of a new chapter. The world is on reset, and so am I. We are in a spiritual war, and the battle is for the mind. No longer becoming the better version of myself, but living out the better version of myself. I now know to be conscious of the past, live in the present, and prepare for the future while looking forward to walking in alignment towards my faith, trusting in my intuition, listening to my thoughts, mastering my thinking, and executing on my destiny. I started posting videos on YouTube about 9 months ago, stamping my digital print into the universe, sharing all that is within me as my healing source, while passing on what I have learned and how to grow in the knowledge once it's received. Not distracted by trending topics, not wanting to go viral, and not talking about others, but balancing out the low frequency we are all exerting to rising the energy levels within us to become the better version of us. At 50, I have accomplished and achieved what I never imagined I can do. I am so looking forward to my change, my new beginning that I no longer fear, because on the other side of that will be everything I want, everything I dreamt of, everything I planned for, and everything I worked for. Understanding we are the gods we are looking for, that healing comes from within. The universe is at our beck and call, and how we think determines our reality.